At the age of 71, I had always prided myself on my health. I maintained a balanced diet, exercised regularly, and kept my mind sharp with reading and puzzles. However, nothing could have prepared me for the ordeal that lay ahead. It started with a mild fever and a headache. I dismissed it as a common cold, thinking it would pass in a day or two. But as the days went by, the fever worsened and I began to experience severe joint and muscle pain. My body felt like it was on fire and I was constantly fatigued. Little did I know these were the early symptoms of dengue fever. By the fourth day, I was bedridden. The fever was relentless and I developed a rash that spread across my body. My appetite disappeared and I felt nauseous all the time. My family, concerned by my deteriorating condition, insisted on taking me to the hospital. The doctors ran several tests and the diagnosis was clear dengue fever. The news hit me like a ton of bricks. I had heard of dengue fever before, but I never imagined I would be one of its victims. The doctors explained that my age made me particularly vulnerable and I needed to be monitored closely. The next few days were a blur of pain and discomfort. My fever spiked to dangerous levels and I experienced severe headaches and eye pain. My joints and muscles ached incessantly and I was too weak to move. The doctors administered fluids and medications to manage my symptoms, but the recovery process was slow and agonizing. I remember the nights being the worst. The fever would peak and I would be drenched in sweat, shivering uncontrollably. Sleep was elusive and I spent hours staring at the ceiling, praying for relief. My family took turns sitting by my bedside, offering words of comfort and encouragement. Chapter 4. The Turning Point. Around the seventh day there was a slight improvement. The fever began to subside and the pain became more manageable. I could finally eat small amounts of food and my strength slowly started to return. The doctors were cautiously optimistic, but they warned that the recovery process would be slow. The next week was a test of patience and resilience. I had to relearn simple tasks like walking and eating. My body was weak and every movement required immense effort. But with the support of my family and the medical team, I made small but steady progress. Chapter 5. The Recovery. By the end of the second week, I was able to sit up and walk short distances. The fever was gone, and the pain had significantly reduced. My appetite returned and I began to regain my strength. The doctors were pleased with my progress, and I was finally discharged from the hospital. The road to full recovery was still long, but I was grateful to be alive. The experience had taught me the value of health and the importance of family support. It was a humbling reminder of my mortality and the fragility of life. Epilogue. A new perspective. Looking back, my battle with dengue fever was one of the most challenging experiences of my life. It tested my physical and mental strength, but it also brought me closer to my family and gave me a new appreciation for life. At 71, I had faced death and emerged stronger and more resilient. Today, I am more mindful of my health and take every precaution to protect myself from illnesses. I cherish every moment with my loved ones and live each day with gratitude. My near-death experience with dengue fever was a harsh lesson, but it also gave me a new perspective on life.